Fans of the Real Housewives of Orange County had their jaws on the floor after the latest episode. Once a traitor, always a traitor showed Teddi taking a jab at her self-proclaimed nemesis, Vicki Gunvalson. Fellow RHOC cast members have weighed on what happened, and they're shocked by Teddi's behavior. Keep reading to see what they have to say. The women gathered to play a game. When Teddi Mellencamp greeted everyone in the room, she said, "Welcome Housewives and Vicki." The shade was unbelievable. As the camera zoomed in on Vicki's face, you could see how annoyed she was with Teddi's jab. However, she was going to stoop down to her level. RHOC fans know that Teddi and Vicki have been feuding forever, but it's hard to pin down exactly why they hate each other so much. Andy Cohen made an attempt at mending the relationship between the two women at BravoCon 2023. It only seemed to make things worse. Even if Vicki Gunvalson may have considered reconciling at some point, Teddi Mellencamp blew any chances of that happening with her most recent stunt. Fellow RHOC cast members reacted to Teddi's appearance in the latest episode of the show, and they weren't impressed with how she acted. It definitely wasn't funny in the moment, and Victoria was not feeling that. Jenna Kirschenheiter weighed in. Shannon Beater pointed out her own reaction to Teddi's gross behavior. "If you look at me, you'll see I'm rolling my eyes. I didn't think it was very nice," she said. Heather Dubrow spoke up during the scene on RHOC, expressing that she didn't like Teddi's comment about Vicki. "Didn't I say to Vicki that was so rude? Why did you have to be mean?" she said before adding, "They don't like each other." Viewers weren't excited about how the RHOBA star treated OG Vicki Gunvalson either. In fact, many people weren't excited to see her on the show. "What have I done so badly in life to have to look at Teddi on my screen in 2024? One person wrote on social media. Another wrote, "Teddi, nobody cares who you like because you're one of the most unlikable people we've ever seen on reality TV." A third RHOC fan chimed in, "I'd rather die than see Teddi on my TV ever again. After all these years from being fired, she still brings nothing but a monotone voice and the walk of an elderly man." And a fourth viewer added, "Teddi is so unlikable." ROC. The Real Housewives of Orange County is currently in its 18th season. It airs on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bravo. Amanda Blankenship is an overcaffeinated wife and mother. When she's not reading or writing, you can find her watching reality TV or a good, juicy drama series. RAOC cast sounds off on Teddi Mellencamp's rude behavior, a drama-fueled showdown when it comes to Bravo's Real Housewives of Orange County, RHOC. Drama is never in short supply. The recent feud surrounding Teddi Mellencamp, though she's not even a cast member of the show, has sparked fresh conversations and major reactions from the cast of RHOC. Known for her stint on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi Mellencamp has found herself at odds with several RHOC stars, leaving a trail of pointed comments, accusations, and defensive responses in her wake. Mellencamp's involvement has brought a whole new layer of intrigue to the show. In this narrative, we'll dive deep into what transpired, how the RHOC cast has reacted, and why Teddi's actions have become the focal point of a heated public dispute. A social media feud that spiraled all started with a seemingly small moment that quickly snowballed into a major feud. Teddi Mellencamp, who has her own podcast with fellow former RHOBA star Tamra Judge, had been making offhand comments about the RHOC cast on their show, Two Teas in a Pod. While gossiping and dissecting the happenings on RHOC is nothing new for Teddi and Tamra, a few comments struck a nerve with certain members of the Orange County cast. During a recent episode, Teddi criticized Shannon Beater, a mainstay of RHOC, implying that she was difficult to work with and often threw people under the bus for her personal gain. These comments did not sit well with Shannon or her co-stars, especially because Teddi isn't a member of the RHOC cast. Many of them felt that Teddi had no place speaking so candidly about their internal dynamics. Teddi's criticisms went beyond just Shannon, however. She also commented on Heather Dubrow's holier-than-thou attitude and hinted that Emily Simpson was trying too hard to stir drama for the cameras. What was supposed to be casual banter on her podcast quickly turned into a full-scale battle as the RHOC cast began clapping back. Shannon Beater's response: Stay in your lane. Shannon Beater has never been one to shy away from confrontation, and she made sure to voice her displeasure publicly. In a recent interview, Shannon didn't hold back her frustration with Teddy. Teddy has no idea what she's talking about. She doesn't know the dynamics of this group, and for her to make those kinds of comments is just relationships, Shannon said, clearly upset. Shannon's main grievance seemed to center around Teddy's perceived lack of understanding of the RHOC group. Since Teddy is not part of the show, Shannon feels she's overstepping by analyzing their relationships as if she has insider knowledge. I think she needs to stay in her lane and stick to talking about things she actually knows, Shannon added. This comment sent ripples through social media, where fans took sides in the Shannon versus Teddy debate. Some agreed with Shannon, saying that Teddy was out of line, while others defended Teddy, arguing that it's her job as a podcaster to comment on other reality stars. Heather Dubrow chimes in, who gave her permission? Heather Dubrow, known for her polished demeanor and measured responses, wasn't as fiery as Shannon but still made her stance known. During an event, Heather was asked about Teddy's remarks, and her reaction was less than amused. I'm not entirely sure why Teddy feels like she has the authority to comment on the inner workings of our show, Heather said, maintaining her signature coolness. We all have our roles, and I don't recall anyone giving her permission to be that RHOC commentator-in-chief. Heather's comment about permission was a thinly veiled jab at Teddy's tendency to insert herself into other franchises. Fans of RHOBH will recall that Teddy herself wasn't always well received during her time on the show, with many accusing her of being too self-righteous. Heather's subtle dig seems to point out this irony, suggesting that Teddy should perhaps focus on mending her own public image before critiquing others. Emily Simpson's take. She's desperate for relevance. Emily Simpson, who has had her fair share of dramatic moments on RHOC, was more blunt in her assessment of Teddy. During a candid Instagram live session, Emily called out what she sees as Teddy's desperate attempt to stay relevant in the Bravo sphere. Teddy was never a fan favorite on her own show, and now she's trying to insert herself into our drama to stay in the conversation, Emily said. It's a little sad, honestly. If you're not on the show, why are you so obsessed with talking about us? Emily's remarks underscore a broader sentiment among the RHOC cast, that Teddy is trying too hard to maintain her place in the Bravo universe by stirring up unnecessary drama with other franchises. This, of course, raises questions about the nature of cross-franchise feuds. With Bravo's world becoming more interconnected through social media and podcasts, it's easy for stars from one show to comment on another, but that doesn't mean it's always well received. Teddi Mellencamp's defense. I call it like I see it. While the RHOC ladies have been vocal in their critiques of Teddi, she hasn't stayed silent. On a follow-up episode of her podcast, Teddi defended her comments, insisting that she's simply giving her honest opinions as someone who has been in the Bravo world and understands how reality TV works. I'm not trying to stir the pot for no reason, Teddi explained. People ask me what I think, and I'm going to give my real thoughts. I've been in their shoes and I know how hard it can be, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sugarcoat things. Teddi also pointed out that Tamra, her co-host, is part of the RHOC cast, so it's natural for her to have thoughts on the show. I talk about RHOC because I have a connection to it through Tamra. We discuss everything, not just RHOBH or my own experiences. If people don't like that, then maybe they're just upset because I'm saying things they don't want to hear. Fan reactions. Divided, as always as with any Bravo-related drama, fans have split into two camps. Some support Teddi, arguing that she has every right to comment on the show, especially given her ties to Tamra. Others, however, feel that the RHOC cast is justified in their frustrations, accusing Teddi of overstepping and attempting to insert herself into a show that she has no part in. On social media, debates continue to rage. One fan tweeted, "Teddi wasn't even that good on RHOBH. Why is she so obsessed with RHOC now?" While another countered, "Teddi's podcast is entertaining. The RHOC ladies just can't handle the truth." Conclusion. Drama for days. At the heart of the feud is a simple reality. Bravo fans love drama, whether it's happening on screen or off. Teddi Mellencamp's involvement with RHOC may be polarizing, but but it's certainly keeping the conversation alive. Whether you're Team Teddy or Team RHOC, one thing is clear. This feud is far from over, and with each passing week, it's likely we'll see even more shade thrown as the battle for Bravo dominance continues.